going, everybody? LevelMDiecast. We have very special edition Diecast Haul for you today. This one is excellent. This one is nothing but Matchbox, and we're going to kick this off with a whole bunch of twin packs. Yes, I did pick up a bunch of twin packs. TP108 right here. This is the tractor and the hay trailer. Most of these are going to be early 80s. You might find one a year or two later, but they're all pretty much 82, 83, kind of in that range. This card's in pretty good shape, although the blister is pretty yellow. It doesn't matter. We're cracking these all open. It does show a couple of the models on the back. I do have that one. We're going to crack that one open. I have that one too. But I guess you guys are just going to have to figure out which color combinations we have once we get there. Don't have that guy. And then I cracked that one open. Actually, no, I cracked that one with the different Renault. Wasn't that exact Renault. So maybe it wasn't TP106, but we're going to start with this one. TP108 Twin Pack 108. This came after the 900 series. So crack these open. I'm sure some people are going to cringe a little bit at opening these, but they deserved to be enjoyed. There is the tractor. This is it's a pretty good looking tractor. I like the yellow on the wheels and stuff like that. It is a metal base. Looks pretty good. There is your deets there. Just called a tractor. Still Lesney bases on there. 1978 is the date for this particular casting, not this release, just the casting. Does have a decent interior in there with a steering wheel and, of course, spot to hook up the trailer, which is this guy right here, which does sport regular wheels in black, which is very cool. So just call it a hay trailer, so I did get it right. The steering does work, although it is super stiff. So I don't really need to turn this around, although this won't fit in a jammer case if I don't kind of get it to steer a little bit. Oh, man, it's just a paint in there. These two little pieces on the side are added on. Those are just plastic. Details look pretty good. It's a very simple trailer. Very basic and rudimentary, but it does hook to the back via the latch in the back. There it goes. Just hooks right in there like that. And then, of course, you can just tow it around. Give yourself a nice twin pack. We'll stick him on the top. Hopefully be able to see him, because I don't know if he'll fit in the... actually, you know what? I think he'll fit. I think he'll fit. Oh, nope. I was wrong. I was hoping he'd fit in there, but... we're just going to have to stick him on the top because he's a little bit too tall. We got a lot of twin packs to get through, guys, so we'll just roll through. All right, next one up is this guy right here. This is Twin Pack 110. This is the, I think that's the Carmichael. Oh, the Mantra Rancho. I was way off. I think the Carmichael is the one with the two axles. And then the raft boat's on the back. That raft boat they did use all the way through to... like 99, 2000, I think. So they used that trailer and boat for quite some time. So we'll get this guy cracked out. This is the only Mantra I have in the entire collection now. This is my very first one. I know they used it extensively in the early 80s, but this is the only one that I have. This is the only one that I have. You see, this one does have a little bit of a droop on that metal window thing right there. The side's straight, but the other side's just drooped a little bit. It's just factory error. This one does have an opening tailgate on the back. Does have an embossed plate on there. The tailgate just folds down. Looks good. Nothing fancy with the interior or anything like that. Of course, does have a trailer hitch, which is integrated with the interior. 1/60th scale on this one for the Mantra Rancho. Surf and Rescue, it says on the top. For you guys that are a little bit way more knowledgeable in the 80s than I am, especially the early 80s, you can let me know which ones of these are probably the more rare of the bunches. So, boat is just tight. It's just super tight to get the boat in there. Let's just look at that. Look how much it bows. Just doesn't sit on there all that well. So I will just pull it off. The trailer itself is just plastic. There's nothing fancy with it. It says made in England. Some basic wheels on there. Those are actual basic wheels, black regular wheels, which is very interesting, very cool. And then this is the raft. The raft does have some prints and stuff on there. It is 2 pieces of plastic So it is, you know, the orange and the white. Looks pretty good. Just called an inflatable. 1984 is the copyright date. So this twin pack is at least 1984. And then it's got an extra little piece on the outside for the outboard motor. And then, of course, this guy just hitches on there. It's the same. Just like that. Get that off of there. It's very, very tight. There it goes. It just hooks onto there like that. Looks pretty good. I'm a little bit bummed out that the boat doesn't really fit on there. But it is what it is. I don't think it's supposed to go the other way because that wouldn't make any sense. But interesting. It's just weird. It just doesn't really fit on there. The castings that I have, the older versions, or I'm sorry, the newer versions of that, fit on there pretty good. But the inflatable also went to just a single piece. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to set in there right. There we go. I'm going to put our Carmichael in there. Our mantra. Our mantra. Got to get that done. All right, next one here. Take a look at this. This is the travel trailer. This is Twin Pack 107. That is the Datsun. The 260Z, 280Z, one of the two. Again, TP 107. This one is pretty cool. This one is definitely desirable just because people like the Z. This is a version of the Z I haven't personally seen yet myself, but we'll take a look at the travel trailer first. They also used this one all the way into, I believe, 99, maybe 2000 was the last year that they used this casting. So this was around for quite a while too. It's just called the Caravan. 1977 does have an opening door. You get the first pop in there, and the door does open, and then it has this little actuator on the bottom. Get the door to pop back closed. Sort of. There we go. It's about as close as it's going to get. So not a big deal. Amber windows on this one. It says Mobile 500 on the sides. Looks pretty good. No details on the back. It's an all metal casting, so it's a nice heavyweight. All right, Datsun Z. You see the paint's a little bit blotchy. That's just a factory error, just the way it was back in the day. Take a look at the base deets. Datsun 260Z, I think it is. 260Z. 2+2 England base. Black painted base. This one looks pretty good. The prints are not that great on this particular one. It does have clear windows. And it has opening doors. Ooh. If they want to... Oh, this does not have... The doors are not openable. I've never seen that. I've never seen this casting in a version that doesn't have opening doors. What? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting. No prints on the back or anything like that. It does have a plate embossed on there. Looks cool. I'm just a little bit shocked it doesn't have opening doors. It's very interesting. And then, of course, the trailer hitch. Sorry, guys. I got to do this kind of through the camera and kind of off of the camera at the same time. So there is your trailer hitch hitched up. It does stay on there pretty good. So dangle that off of there and it stays pretty good. Does have that little, oops, sorry about that, that little lip underneath there to hold the hitch together. So let's see how this will come apart now that I got it on there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Almost had it. Ooh. Oh, there we go. I'm definitely never hooking that trailer up to anything ever again, because I won't get it off of there. Oh man, they don't fit. They're too big. They're too big. So all right, we're gonna fill this whole thing up, not with twin packs, but mostly twin packs. All right, moving on to a super cool one, TP 102. This is the Escort and the Glider. Funny fact, I only have one single version of this casting in my collection. They're just not common. You just don't come across them. A lot of this early 80s stuff, I very rarely come across it. So when I do, I try to scoop it up, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap. And these were certainly not cheap either, but I paid a lot less than these than what they go for on eBay. Seagull Gliding Club. There's a couple different versions of this gliding club. There's also a yellow one. I think it comes with a Porsche, I think. But this one is very, very interesting. So the top comes off. And this has an actual full-on glider that you assemble. So it does have both wings in there. And, of course, the body, there is the empty trailer. Nothing fancy on the base. Just made in England, the glider transporter. Matchbox Superfast TP7, it says on there. And then you just take your glider and the little wings just slide in each side. Oop. Theoretically, if they want to stay in there. So, let's see here. There we go. It's very picky on which direction it wants to be in there. See, that just... It literally just wants to pop out of there because there's like some casting flash on here. Maybe I might have to trim that down at some point in time. But that's what it would look like with the wings. It is a pretty big glider, and it looks pretty good. You'll see once I let go of this, it's just going to push the wing out of there, but that's okay. There is space in there, so maybe I might have to clean that out. But, you know, realistically, this is just for the collection, so I don't need to get too crazy with anything. So we'll put the wings back in there. Put that wing in there. Put the glider in there, which the glider sits in there pretty good. And then the top just clicks on. There you go. And that top is supposed to be amber. That's not like sun-baked or nothing like that. That is the color it's supposed to be. There is the Escort. I know that this particular twin pack is not common, but I don't think it's necessarily like super, super rare. But this one's pretty nice. Those are stickers. So it's not something we see nowadays, really. Nobody's uses stickers, but stickers were pretty common back in the day, especially in the 80s, all the way through the 80s into the early 90s. A lot of diecasts had stickers versus Tampo print on them, which was kind of interesting. But that one looks pretty good. Happy to get one of those Escorts for the collection. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of the setup I was trying to get, but you know, everything doesn't really fit in there. You really put a whole lot of thought into that. All right, I did say we have a cattle truck. This is the one that we have right here. That is TP103. It is the yellow one. I think it is a red window on the cab there. I think the window color is not common. I didn't buy these necessarily because of like rarity or whatever. These just happen to be the ones that were there. Like, so I wanted some twin backs. These are the twin backs that I got, and so these are the ones I picked up. So we'll get this popped out of there. The packaging out of here. So I do like the trailers that these come with. The trailers are pretty nice, and they look very, very good when you hook them up to the trucks. Just says trailer on it. Nothing fancy on this. A little bit of details on the back. I like all the kind of wood details on the plastic. Looks good. This particular trailer has a couple of cows to go in the back. A couple of cattle and whatnot. You would break the little pieces off so you could individualize them. But I'll just leave that on there. There's no point in cracking those out. But that's the way they'd sit in there. Looks pretty good. And then here is the actual cattle truck itself. This is the Dodge cattle truck. Again, that is the red window. Looks pretty good. Again, I'm not sure on the window. I think that's I know it's a variation, but you guys are going to have to chime in. I know a lot about Matchbox, but not early 80s Matchbox, unfortunately. Especially when it comes to crazy variations. Lesney base on this one looks pretty good. Just raw metal on that. Tow hitch on the back looks pretty good. Of course, it does match the truck. So with the trailer on there, looks pretty good. I like those details. This particular one has a couple more cattle. It is the exact same mold as the other one, but they are in a kind of a darker brown versus the tan color for the trailer. So that's cool. If this was made nowadays, the entire thing would get all the same color of cattle. That's just the way it would work. So, kind of fits in there. It fits in there enough. So we'll see if we can get the trailer. Maybe put the cattle in the front. There we go. It's there. It's the best I can do. All right, this is going to cause me a problem because we have another one of these travel trailers. TP116 Holiday Club Jeep Cherokee. I have a bazillion versions of this Cherokee, but I did not have this one. So this is one that I was particularly interested in getting. So I'm pretty happy about that. Again, these blisters are decent, but I open everything, so I have to open them for the collection. So it's just the way it works. There is our Jeep Cherokee. I always love this casting. I think they did a great job. Does have Jeep embossed there above the grill. Looks good. Good old Holiday Club on there. Nothing fancy. This one is metal base. Most of them moved to plastic base pretty much right after like 83, 84. Pretty much every single one was a plastic base from then on. Looks pretty good. Hook assembly model on this. One of the greatest castings, I think, to come out of the 80s was this Cherokee. They did such a ridiculously good job on it. And then this is the travel trailer. Same one we saw as before. Just says 500 on the side. The other one said mobile 500. This one just says 500. The door is already open on this one. It is still a brown door. That one closes much, much better. Looks good. Still black painted base. Nothing changed there. But this was back when, everything was its own deco and, everything got exclusive decos and all that good stuff like that. So we'll just put the Cherokee down there since the trailer won't fit in there. And this one definitely won't fit. This one's super, super cool. I was really, really stoked to get this one. This is TP112. TP112. So I do have this Unimog, but it's a different version. So the twin pack one is a little bit different. There's a little bit different decos and stuff on it. But it's still yellow. So it's pretty close, but it's not exact. So we'll pop this guy out. There we go. So there is our Unimog. There's a hair in the package already from the 80s, all the way from England. There's an English hair in there from 1980s. Anyways, so this does have an integrated plow. It's part of the base, but they do have a little bit of print on there, which I think is super cool. Old school Unimog. So the single pack Unimog of this didn't have rescue on the hood, and the print went the other direction. And some people will be like, well, you can just take the canopy off and you could swap it around. And the canopy does come off sometimes. Let's see if this one wants to cooperate. Oh, that one doesn't want to cooperate, but they do come off. But even if you were to switch it around, it's only open on one side. So it doesn't do you any good to try to switch it around because it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. But this is a super cool casting. Always liked this casting a lot. It's big, it's beefy, it looks great with these wheels on it. It's really, really nice. And then this is the trailer for the Alpine Rescue. Again, sticker. The truck itself was all prints, but that one is a sticker. This one does have a top that comes off very easily. This trailer is also from way back in the day. It is the Mercedes trailer. Typically came with that Mercedes double axle delivery truck. But, this one's been repurposed. You still get it with a Mercedes, but just a different style of Mercedes. So the topper here is not switchable, not interchangeable. It only goes one direction, only has one open side. Good old Alpine Rescue, looks super, super good. And of course, when you hook them up to the trailer, it looks pretty good when he has a big, huge rescue. The fact that that's a print and this is a sticker makes huge difference. And the canopy here is a way different style than this canopy. Even the siding and stuff. I mean, the trailer and the truck were designed completely at two different times for completely two different purposes. So it's a little bit interesting between the two. So you still have a hair on there. To get that off of there. This guy is not going to fit in there either. So we're going to stick him at the bottom. So we're kind of out of plus size spots. All right, couple more twin packs still going on. 109, TP109. This is the Citroen and the boat trailer. There's two versions of this particular one. There's a blue trailer and there's an orange trailer. And yes, I have them both. You guys can tell me which one's rarer. I do believe the orange trailer is rarer than the blue one, but I don't know. I've seen prices all over the place for them, so I guess it just depends on what time of day you buy. So there is the worn out rubber band that was in there that held the boat on. Luckily, it has contracted and fallen off and has not damaged the boat. That is a sticker on there. Again, just another sticker. You can tell it's been hand placed on there. It's a little bit far forward. The boat's interesting. It's an old school boat as well, but it looks pretty good. There are a few pieces to it. It does have a window in there. You can see there's a window in there. There is the rest of the 1980s terrible rubber band, which actually held up not too bad for being 40 plus years old. This one looks pretty good. LevelMDiecast base on there as well. Nothing fancy. I mean, it's a boat trailer. It's metal though, so I don't have to worry about it bowing out or anything. And there's a little notch in there for the boat to sit. So let's see here. There we go. Move it back a little bit. There we go. So that's where the boat's supposed to sit. That looks pretty good. We'll set the boat down right there. Take a look at our Citroen. I do not have one of these in the collection. This is my very first one. You see it's just right out of the package, some blemishes. You know, it wasn't the greatest quality, you know, being built over there in England. But nonetheless, they were still pretty cool products. Does have suspension, as you can see. Looks pretty good. This is the CX, Citroen CX. Marine Division, blue window on this one. It says number 8, which matches the boat, just not the same color. And then this guy has an opening hatch in the back. Looks pretty good. Kind of a nougat colored interior, which is kind of cool. I like that. I like that they had opening features back then and suspension and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And then just with the boat hooked onto it. Oh, there we go. It looks like with the boat hooked on it, looks pretty good. I like the details on that one. Again, that's the first CX that I have. Citroen, you just don't hardly come across any Citroens from Matchbox, even older ones, because they haven't made them since the 80s. All right, here is the orange trailer version. Yes, the orange trailer version. So I do have both versions here. The model itself is going to be exactly the same, the CX. It is also TP109, so not exactly sure why they changed the color of the trailer. But like I said, if you guys are super keen to the 80s variations, the early 80s, let me know which one is rarer between the two. This one had a little bit of an issue that I already saw in the package. That is the rubber band. So, got lucky. Doesn't seem to have bothered anything. That sticker's a little bit better placed. It is the exact same boat. So, it does have the same blue hull, white top, clear window. They do have some that are reversed colors. I think I've seen a reverse color at some point in time. Not necessarily for this twin pack, but just that mold itself. There is your orange trailer. Exact same trailer, just in orange. Nothing different. It's a little bit bummed out that there's nothing different with the boat. But I think the blue one looks better. Definitely looks better than the orange one. But it's a cool variation to have nonetheless. So pretty happy to add that one. So we'll... It's a little bit precarious to hold. Oop, see, it's exactly what I knew was going to happen. Let's see here. Get you back on there. Slide you in. There we go. There's a huge shade difference. I mean, this boat is way lighter than that boat, the blue hull. But other than that, they're the same. And then here it is your Marine Division. Again, the exact same silver painted base. No difference between the two. Has the same prints and stuff on the top. Number 8, blue interior, same opening hatch in the back. So unfortunately, no changes there. Same nougat interior. So we'll throw that guy right there. See, unfortunately, they're not different. I wish there was like a base difference or something, because it would certainly help. It would certainly help. All right, we have a couple of newer items as well, not just twin packs. I do have some oddball stuff here and there. So I did pick up this combine harvester because that is the Matchbox 2000 logo, which is always difficult to remember to look on the back. You know, typically you're like, I don't see a 2000 logo, and it's always hiding on the back. So this is not a model that I had. I have the regular version. I didn't have the 2000 logo version. So there you go. Again, this is a casting that dates back very, very far. There is your details there. Of course, this one's China base. But this was the actual combine harvester that they used in the LevelMDiecast era as well. So I don't think it's going to fit. Man, like nothing wants to fit, man. Driving me nuts. All right, we'll just kind of put him in the front, I guess, for now. It's a little bit frustrating. A couple of military type items. This is the M4A3 Sherman tank. So they had a couple of variations on how they were spraying the like mud or dirt or whatever you want to call it on the sides of these models. So this one is different than the one I currently have in the collection. So we'll do a little comparo there. Should be up in the corner of the screen. So I'm not a huge like super variant on that kind of stuff, but if there's a little bit subtlety here and there, or a decent subtlety, I'll pick up one. I don't need to pick up every single shade I can find, but I'll pick up one. All right, I have one more here. This is the amphibious personnel carrier. See, it does say first edition down in there. They did used to kind of do that. Matchbox has gone to that this year with their little, 2024 logo on there. But this one is exactly the same way. The spray on there for the mud details or whatever is definitely different than the one that I currently have. But other than that, it's the same. It's the same deets. But I do like this casting. I think this one is super cool. Just some basic wheels on the bottom, just like pretty much all tanks. And then just has a little movable part up here. And then, of course, the Sherman tank also has that rotating part on there as well. So it's crazy I can get tanks in there, but I can't get a travel trailer in there because they're just not big enough. All right, going back a little bit older, we're going to go late 80s. This is Commando Strike Team. So I didn't have this one. This is the hover boat or the swamp boat or whatever you want to call it. This one's for the Strike Team. There's some deets here on the back. Some pretty good ones here. There's a ton of these that I don't have. But yeah, see 1988. So hopefully I might be able to find some of these at the gathering this year, the convention. But I'll be honest with you, man. Stuff like this, you don't really find a lot of that kind of stuff at the gathering. I'm being honest with you guys. If it's older than like 10 or 12 years old, like it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare to find at the gathering. It's actually a bit of a bummer. Again, just has a rotating turret in the back. Nothing fancy with the wheels on the bottom. Spin that around the right way. Just called the Swamp Rat, made in Macau. Does have a soldier there ready to take out some peoples there. Just rolls on wheels. This one should fit potentially, or fits enough. But it's all right. Just a version I didn't have. Nothing fancy. All right, we're gonna jump way current, and then we're gonna go backwards a little bit. All right, so this is my focus for 2024. I skipped all of these themed packs. These are all from 2001 through like 2006. They did Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., Blue's Clues, Robots, Namco, Mario. I mean, a ton of them. There's like, I don't know. I was counting them up the other day. There's like 80 something different 5-packs they did, and I passed them all up because I never cared. But I have switched gears this year, so my goal this year is to start focusing on getting these to get them caught up, so that I can actually say I have all versions of a particular casting. This is a Nickelodeon 5-pack. Nothing real fancy about this particular one. We'll get this hopefully open. It's like rubber. It's like tape. There we go. Rip it open. All right, get the top off. Chevy Camaro SS 396 convertible. It does have some characters on there from Nickelodeon. Couldn't tell you who those characters are. They don't look familiar to me. Probably have never seen that show, but they are definitely the same artist as Rugrats for sure. So get that guy popped in there. This one is the Cadillac Escalade. So this pack was probably 2004 because this was a new casting in 2003. There is the deets on there. Old school Matchbox logo with that big huge circle on there. There is the Wild Thornberries with an orange window and an orange interior. There's no other decos. Tampos on the front or back. Again, these were more aimed towards the kids. Have this ugly saw blade wheels on there. Really terrible. Probably one of the only one that's really sought after in this pack is the SpongeBob 62 Volkswagen Beetle, which looks pretty good. Does, of course, have SpongeBob on the side. Exact same deco on each side, just, run differently. Yellow window, yellow interior. This is the older casting. Looks pretty good. This casting's been modified a few times from what we currently have now. This was a surprise. I thought I pretty much had all the Prowlers that they've ever done, but I didn't have this one. There is Jimmy Neutron on the side. This casting was used extensively, throughout the early acquisition from Mattel era and the late Tyco era, and then it just kind of fell off. It was always a large casting. It's pretty big for the Prowler, but I think they did a good job. It's just, it came from the Tyco era, so it's a huge casting. Base deets right there. It's orange, so it's kind of hard to see all those details in there, but these large lace wheels, which were okay on some models, but not everything. Another casting that I'm quite fond of, the Ford Transit. This is the older Transit. This is like the 96 Transit. This one, yellow window, does have left-hand drive in there. Of course, there is the Rugrats right there. It is purple with an orange base. Looks interesting. China is the manufacturing country for these. These are the flower wheels, which are ugly. Super ugly wheels. So throw that guy there. We'll kind of set him to the side. I have another one. I have a different variation of the Nickelodeon pack. So it is the exact same package deco, just blue instead of orange, but the models are completely different between the two. So we'll go ahead and crack this one open. There we go. Come out. Oop, there we go. So much plastic. All right, waking our way down from the top. This is the Chevy Camaro. This is the 2000 Chevy Camaro SS convertible. I thought they did a great job on this. I thought they really did a good job on this casting. They really didn't use it very much, but we did get some good premium releases of it, which was pretty nice. I always thought they did a good job on this one. Even the interior looks pretty good. This one has, again, oh, there you go. Well, it just says Rocket Power on the side. I'm not sure if that was the name of the cartoon or not, but it does say Rocket Power on there. It is the same guys that were at the top of the other one. So it's kind of like the same characters, just different models. All right, this is the Icebreaker. So this pack's probably 2004 as well, because this was a new casting for 2002. There have not been very many releases of this. This boat was not used all that much. It does have one moving feature. It does have this little panel that pops up. And there's some engine detail down in there that you can see. Just snap that back down. It's part of the interior. It's like super scaled down from, an icebreaker type boat. Little wheels on the bottom, just pretty average. Of course, it has SpongeBob on it because, it's about the ocean. But a casting that was not used very much at all. I think maybe only like 4 or 5 times that casting was ever used. Jimmy Neutron, this is for the robot truck. This truck has 2 moving features. It does have the satellite that opens up at the top. Does have a trailer hitch in there, but good luck getting a trailer hooked to that. It was way integrated in there. And then there is Jimmy Neutron on this side for the second moving feature for this. Of course, it does have a robot, since it's called the robot truck. So this was the initiative in like 2001 where they were expanding the line and they were doing a lot of moving features, but those moving features did not last very long at all because Mattel is cheap. Mattel is just too cheap to continue to do that. So throw that guy in there. All right, the Mercedes-Benz ML. This is the ML320. Yellow window on this one. Rugrats on the side. A kind of magenta base. Not really sure how Mercedes felt about this particular release, but they just told them they were for kids. I'm sure they were okay with it, but definitely not the greatest. We've had some really good releases of this casting as well, particularly for like Stars of Cars and stuff and Best of Germany. Those were the better releases for this particular casting, but nice super suspension and stuff like that. Still back when the castings were actually made super cool. And the last one in here is for Hey Arnold. This is the Econoline box truck, the Ford Econoline. Just super cool. I like this one a lot. It is a lot of metal. It's a heavy weight. The FedEx one was the best one. It also had 2 variations on the FedEx, but this one's pretty cool. Like I said, it's super, super heavy, so digging this one. Digging it for sure, so throw that guy in there. We'll set him to the side. There's not really any room to put them up there, unfortunately. All right, last 2 models I have in the haul. These ones are going to be doozies. Yes, I have a couple of Convoys. This one's CY18 Vartara batteries, the Scania T142. So, pop this guy out there. There is the deets on the edge of the box there. I got these from a buddy of mine who bought a bunch of Convoys. By the time he told me that he had bought these, he had already listed a bunch of them on eBay. So, unfortunately, let's see here. Get him out the other side. So, unfortunately, I didn't get some of the better ones that he had, but he had a couple of extras, so he was nice enough to hook me up. If I can get this out of the box, there we go. This one is shedding all kinds of parts of rubber bands as well, because there were rubber bands holding on the containers. So get this popped back in there. And by the way, just a note, if you guys are going to the gathering, I don't keep the boxes for these. So I will be taking these to the gathering. So if you're looking for Convoy boxes, I will have some. So you see, this is stuck with the rubber bands on there. So hopefully, oof, that one does not look good. Might have to get some. Oh, it's pulling the tampo off. Might have to get some hot water, let that kind of soak for a minute. But these are the standard containers that they used. They are stackable. They also work with the forklifts, which are really, really cool. This one, see if this one's any better. A little bit better. Tampo came off a little bit on those as well. Probably from the little bits of rubber bands. So let's see. All kinds of bits of rubber bands. So trailer is pretty average. Ooh, see, there's another rubber band. Man, 80s rubber bands are terrible. There we go. Just a standard trailer. Just a standard articulated trailer. And then this is our Scania T142. I absolutely love this casting. Such a good casting. Good details on it. Love the big brush guard on the front. Chrome base on this one. Chrome tanks and stuff like that. Details for the intake and the exhaust off the back of it. Hook the trailer on there. And then the 2 containers. There you go. Looks pretty good. Kind of covering up all of our stuff here. And then I got one more Convoy right here. This is the Ansett Ridgeways removal and storage. There is the deets on the side. CY19. Box car, it says. See if I can get this one out of here without too much complication. There we go. There is no rubber bands for this one, so I don't have to worry about the rubber band catastrophe. Get the trailer off of there. So that is the moving and storage trailer. You see it does have tons of doors on the side. Ansett Ridgeways removal and storage. Does have a couple of opening doors in the back. There you go. Nothing fancy in there. Nice and hollow. And then in the back here, just pretty standard stuff. Standard base. Low bed trailer. And then this is the Peterbilt, which is super cool. One of the best castings Matchbox ever did. There's a driver in there too. Every version of the Peterbilt is good. They did such a great job. There is your detail right there. Made in Macau. Matchbox International 1983. So that's probably about when this release was. Roughly about 83. Not exactly specific to the date of the truck, but it's about right for the date. So kind of set this guy there. I guess you can see the trailer. Just kind of pops everything up. So there you go. That is the special edition for Matchbox. Pretty nice haul. I'm pretty happy about that. I really want you guys to drop comments about these twin backs because I really want to know the details on those. I probably paid I probably paid, because I got these with some other stuff. As a matter of fact, if you watch my Instagram, you'll probably already know what else I got with these. But I probably paid, I want to say I probably paid about $15 a piece for those, which is a good price, a really good price. But let me know what you guys' opinions are on those, because like I said, super early 80s Matchbox, not really my main thing. Give me another 10 plus years and I can tell you a lot. But anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next vid. As always, LevelM saying,